There we go. I think I am live. Is anybody watching? Coach Greg Wagoner here. And check it out. I did not lose my glasses after all. I found them in my closet last week. I thought maybe they were lost forever at my daughter's singing show. So anyway, week 5, we're in recovery week. Who is excited about this? The topics are flowing together, aren't they? I mean, we started at the beginning of the year, we set goals, we got a bike fit, we put fuel in the tank, we talked about general nutrition, we talked about training while fighting like a disease or a cold or something, we talked about how to support your immune system, we talked about diet overall, and through balancing all these things and balancing them with life's demands so that we can recover and we can make adaptations and we can come back stronger. So that is what recovery is about. It's not just about riding easy. What about the other 23 hours of the day, right? There's so much more to recovery than just riding the bike easy. I'm just going to go real quick through them. This is just barely touching on things, but physically, right? Physically, mentally, and the nervous system. Okay, physically, what can we do to recover? Well, you can focus on your diet, uh, hydration, sleep quality, um, all of that, the physical stuff, right? You can take care of yourself. Obviously, you can ride easier or lift weights easier. The flexibility, the massage, the Theragun, all of the physical things you can do for recovery. What about mentally? Stress management. All right. This is a whole nother topic probably, but stress management, mentally trying to be recovered, organization. Okay. In my house, this might sound silly, but yeah, Linda, what is that? Exactly. What is that? If I could show you around, it's in my house, it's laundry, dishes, and garbage. Okay, the three things. If the laundry's done and the clothes are folded and put away, the dishes are done and put away. Almost never happens, and all the garbage is taken out and everything's organized in your house. Aren't you happier? I think it's actually scientifically proven that organization is stress relieving, and quite the opposite. Disorganized things thrown all over the place is actually very stressful. Chaos is stressful. So just a touch on that, on the mental aspect. But it doesn't just have to be your house. How about your training plan, your calendar, your work, your garage, your workshop, your bike shop? I mean, anything. Pick a spot, get it organized. It is helpful for mentally recovering. And then last, how about the nervous system? Okay, sympathetic versus parasympathetic nervous system. Y'all have heard me talk about this. Um, y'all have heard me talk about this before. Fight or flight, or rest and relax. Okay, once in a while, we need to take the foot off the gas to promote an environment for healing and adapting. Um, I've talked about this a lot, but just very simply, we have a lot of systems in our body really to make us function. And one of them is the fight or flight sympathetic nervous system, which triggers a lot of responses and chemical reactions and hormones released to make us able to do sometimes crazy things like lift up a car when your kid is trapped under it, or run really fast when a tiger is chasing you, or whatever that system is there for biologically. But it's easy to get stuck in that situation. Having lived in New York City for a couple decades plus, I understand that you are always on the go, always going, always working, just never stopping, and it's easy to get stuck in that fight or flight or sympathetic on system. And once in a while, you do just have to chill. You got to take it down a notch. And there are a number of techniques to do that, but breathing is one. Just good slow inhale and exhale, and I think that's the basis of meditation. You put the mind to it and the breathing. Oh, it's a powerful tool. um so among other things, those are my three: physically, mentally, and the nervous system for recovery. In addition to, yeah, taking it down a notch in the training, and that's what we're doing in the schedule. But I put a post a few days ago, and dozens of you guys post up or comment about your own recovery in training and in life. And thank you, everybody. There's such good topics in there, or such good writing in there, and y'all are like writing the book this year. It's great. So I just got a few shout outs for Debbie Kirkus, simply relishing in quiet. Yeah, absolutely. Who does that anymore? That is so important. Also, good post by Ann Nolte, John Sabatkin. Real good post by Rob Bittler, who I actually spoke with yesterday. And if you read his post, well, he's over COVID and back to training, but man, it happened quick. And we decided that his immune system is probably in tip top shape because he trains. Last week we talked about the immune system. That's one of the things. If you exercise, and I laughed at exercising because we are training. We do more than exercise. We are training smart. And so anyway, good post by Rob. Thank you. Good post by Jeff Heim. Sums it up nicely. And other things sometimes we forget about: the cool down after each workout. The cool down and eating within 45 minutes after each workout, super important, and some other good things. Linda might even take an extra day off. Linda, we have come a long way. I am so proud of you. Make this week dynamic from last week. It's recovery week. It's not work hard week. It's recovery. Make it different from last week. Make it different from the week that is coming up. Segue. What's coming up next week? Well, recovery week is almost over. We do have the weekend, but some of us are putting all of these topics together into a Pelefondo, right? Pelefondo's this weekend. People should feel good and rested. You've kind of put it all together. We put a goal together. You did some training. You've got a fueling plan. We've got a recovery week, and that leads right into this event for the weekend. So Pelefondo's good, well-timed event. Go get it, team. Let's talk about the rides next week. One, this is base training is over. Well, it's on hold for a month, okay? We're doing build one if you're looking at periodization. Monday, I've got 5 and 6 minute zone 3 intervals with 15-second zone 5 bursts, okay? Woo. Burst workouts are awesome. So I don't want anybody to get confused and be, I'm in zone 5. How come I'm not recovering? And how come I'm recovering in zone 3? There's no recovery. It's a zone 3. Think of it as a 5 or a 6 minute zone 3 interval with 15-second bursts out of it, and then you come back and land there. So it is challenging, but this one is not it's not so bad. 15 seconds up in zone 5 is, if you've been doing the training, you will do it. Yeah, Maggie, love the bursts. Okay, I wrote these, if you're following the timers, I wrote these at 83% and 113%. So this should be challenging, doable. Challenging, but doable, okay? That's Monday. Wednesday has zone 3 for 3 minutes with zone 4 for 2 minutes. And that repeats 2 times. I'm just going to talk through the structure. Then 2 minutes in zone 3 and 1 minute in zone 5. And that repeats 3 times. So 1 minute up in zone 5. Still not a lot for zone 5. Then 2 minutes in zone 3 with 30 seconds in zone 6. Zone 6 in the first week of build. Yes, but it's only 30 seconds and it repeats 4 times. So a total of 2 minutes. Really, you could probably do zone 6 for a minute and a half, So we're just dipping our toe into the intervals. It might look scary, but it's really not. Saturday has a 1 hour PZE class. I wrote the zone 3 intervals as sweet spot, being that this is we're getting up into the other intervals. So you might think I'm crazy when you see the timer and think, oh, 90% for these intervals. Give it a try. Give the first one a try and see what you think. If not, then fall back to the class I think calls for the middle of zone 3, 83, 85% but do the intervals at 90% and 70% for the zone twos if you're following my timer. If you think I'm crazy, I want to see your graph. I want to see your failed graph before you write any profanity towards me. I'll hear it. I hear it all the time, but give it a shot first. If you've been doing the rides, again, should be challenging, but doable. 90% is death for too long, Jeff. All right. Thursday and Sunday are meant to be endurance rides, and 80%, 70%, or just ride in zone two. And if you're doing Pelefondo, guys, anybody out doing Pelefondo, okay? That's your goal. Do not come back Monday and do this burst workout. If you're doing 100 miles over the weekend, take Monday off, please. Put that ride on Tuesday and choose the easier option. All access has a little bennies here, okay? If you're doing Pelefondo, choose the easier option for that, probably for the whole week. You can maybe jump back in on Wednesday or Thursday, do the Wednesday ride on Thursday, but do something different than what's on the calendar. We've got 2 more hard weeks coming up afterwards, and doing Pelefondo to start a 3-week build is maybe we need half a week or a full week of recovery after Pelefondo. Okay, think ahead. Please ask questions if you have any questions about that. But yeah, there's no heroics in overdoing it after Pelefondo. So please, let's get through the whole 3-week build period. So if you're following my timer, you might find that in the next 3 weeks and even this week that we're straying further and further from the classes. So I did have to take some liberties, I guess, and use my my background to make the rides look a little bit more the way I want them to look. I'll just put it like that. So they might differ from the classes more, but they still follow the same plan, and either option is good. If you're following the classes and you like them, awesome, you're in good shape. The timers are going to get a little bit more exact, a little more precise. They might get a little bit more advanced. So see where you're at. Try them out. If you like them, awesome. And that's all I'll say about that. As always, consistency. Consistency is key. We've given you plenty of tools to decide when and why you need to skip a ride or change a ride. There are plenty of options here, trying to give you all the information to make good choices on your own. Consistency, speaking of, segue, go to the portal after you ride. Yeah, after you ride. Go to the portal, check the box. Check the box next to the ride. That shows us you're hitting the rides, and we give swag to 100% consistency. And last week's winners are, and Nolte, already mentioned you once. And all right, here it goes. Foti Agiopoulos. Foti Agiopoulos. I hope I said that wrong. Is a beautiful name. I hope I didn't mangle it. Guys, if somebody from Team Wilpers wants your address, it's okay. Send them your address. You get some cool Team Wilpers swag. And next week I'm out on a bike trip. So no Pelefondo for me, but I am out on a 4-day bike trip. And so I will give the briefing live if I can do it. I'm not sure of the timing and such, but if not, I will record it. But this is a new period, okay? The overall plan we've done before this training block, we did base training. We did endurance, and the beginning of this one was all threshold and below. So sub-threshold, sweet spot. So we're now dipping into zone 4, zone 5, and even zone 6, as you see. So this is build week 1 of 3. Then actually we're going to repeat the process. We'll take a recovery week, and then we will actually repeat the process. So 3 sub-threshold build weeks, a recovery, and then 3 build weeks above threshold. That'll get us into, March, April. That'll get us into May. In May, we'll take a little taper period. If you're following me, and you can land right on either Hincapie or the middle of May, kind of peaked out. So if you're looking for a time to test your FTP, hopefully you're looking for more than that. If you're looking for a time to do an event, that middle of May to the beginning of June is an awesome time if you're following along with me. Hincappy is a good one, or if you have another Fondo of some kind hooked up, then that is it. So that's it. Stick around here. Let me and the coaches take you on the journey. It's going to be fun as always, and I will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.